Hey everyone, welcome to Di's Salon. Come on in and get yourself a trim. Hey guys, it's Dianne Buswell here. Welcome to Di's Salon. Today in the salon we have a very, very special client. It is the one, the only, Zoe Sugg. She's an amazing YouTuber, entrepreneur, author. The list goes on and on with Zoe, and we're also going to be talking about Zoe becoming a mother, so this is one not to miss. Zoe, welcome to Di's Salon.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you are welcome. I've actually never done your hair before.
You haven't?
I've never done it before. In the, how many years have I known you? 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
But once you do it once, you know, I'm
You're
going to be coming
You'll
round.
be coming back to Di's Salon. I'll be like, I'm not home. Joe, tell her I'm not home. Well, it's lovely to have you here. Now, obviously, when you go to a salon, there's a reason why. What are we doing for you today?
So, I love a mermaid wave. Ooh. And I have done it before on shorter hair.
Yeah.
But I've never done it on long hair, and I would really like to see what that looks like.
Well, we can definitely give you some mermaid hair. Do you want to go red as well? Because that would be the real Ariel mermaid hair.
Not at the minute.
Not at the minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
after the baby comes. Right, well, at Di's Salon, I give everyone a very special Di's Salon news.
Yeah.
And this one is your own copy.
Thank you.
So make sure you keep that because
Looking
it's I know. A little picture of me on the front. Inside we have a Zoe Sugg, This Is Your Life, okay? So the magazine isn't all about me, it's indeed about you. And what I want to do today, I want to have a look at all the pictures, look at all the different hairstyles that you've had. You have changed your hair quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to have a look at today. This is Di's Salon. So we're just sectioning off small sections and really basically just using the 3-barreled tong, or in my words, the mermaid tong, and going over it in little small sections really to create that nice mermaid wave.
It's all about not dragging it through, isn't it, with this one?
Like
you can't drag it. That's why so many people are like, it's not working.
Yeah, no, you've got to just hold it into position.
And then move it down.
And then move it down the hair, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's flick through to our first picture, which I believe may be a screenshot of one of your first YouTube videos.
Yeah, this is an oldie.
An oldie. So it's a picture of you. Like I say, I think it's a screenshot of your. I don't know if it would be your first YouTube video.
Yeah, it was definitely the year I started YouTube.
The year you started.
So I must have been around 1920.
You've got here like a mousy brown hair colour.
Yeah, so that's my natural hair colour.
Oh, did you actually have any hair colour in it at that moment, or was that grown out?
I had, so do you remember when everyone started ombreing their own hair?
Oh, I did that.
Ombre.
Yeah, so dark going into your lighter ends.
Yeah, and you only bleached the ends.
Yes.
So I did that to my own hair.
The purpose of this video is to let you guys know what products I use, what styling products I use, and how I care for my ombre hair.
The fringe is a swept over side fringe, which was, I remember it like yesterday, like the more swept over it could be and the more like covering like one eye, the better.
Exactly.
Exactly that, wasn't it?
And who better to do that than to do it yourself?
Exactly. So, I mean, it was your first year of YouTube. Do you remember the moment you uploaded like your first YouTube video?
Yes. So because I'd been blogging first, I was sort of testing the water of like talking about things I was interested in.
Right.
And then seeing who would reply or if there was anyone there. Because back then it was kind of like, it wasn't really a thing. You were sort of talking into the abyss. Yeah. And then waiting to see if anyone was actually interested in like your Lush haul or... DIY ombre.
Yeah. Did you do that?
Yeah,
You did it.
I did a blog post.
Oh my god, on your DIY ombre.
Yeah.
Oh my god, do these still exist? Or have you?
Yes,
they do.
Yeah, I think you can still find it.
Oh my god, love to look at that. I'm gonna go and look at Zoe Sugg's DIY ombre.
You're gonna shake your head
I'll
so
be like
hard.
Zoe.
Once I started getting a few people commenting on the blog and being like, oh, this is really cool and I'm really interested. And then YouTube was kind of a thing. Like I was watching a couple of people making like makeup videos or like hair tutorials, and I was like, oh, they're so useful. Like,
Yeah.
to just watch someone, like an everyday person,
Yeah.
doing their makeup or
Yeah.
like reviewing that new MAC collection. Like there was so many cool things that you could watch
Yeah.
that you'd only ever really see on TV adverts or in magazine adverts before. And then I was like, okay, well, a couple of them are doing videos, so maybe I'll try it. And I think I tweeted something like, thinking about making my first YouTube video, but I'm not sure or something. And then loads of people were like, just do it. So I was like, okay. But yeah, it was weird because obviously no one had heard my voice or seen how I moved or interacted.
And like with your first YouTube video, did you do loads of takes, or were you pretty like a bit more confident? I guess it's one of those things like, do you think you were more confident at the start, and then as it kind of got bigger, that's when you started to go, oh, I can't put that on?
Yes, I think so, because there's less eyes at the start. You don't feel like you need to, I don't know, think too much about what it is you're uploading.
Yeah.
And my very, very first video, which actually you can't watch anymore because I was like, this is too cringe.
Yeah.
Is just me and my friend going shopping. So it was like a vlog.
Oh, that was your first video?
Yeah.
Oh, so you can't watch it yourself now, do you?
I can, but it's just one of those ones where I'm like, oh, I just don't. It's not a very good video, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna unlist that one. But I appear way less confident, but I think that's just like my age and the fact that I wasn't really sure, and like filming in public back in 2009 just wasn't a thing. Like no one was filming.
No, I mean, and if they were, it was like your dad with a big like
exactly.
camcorder like this.
Exactly. So I was really like, oh, so we're shopping today.
Oh no, that's so cute. Which actually, I get a bit like that now. If I'm in public, I feel a bit like funny to like get a phone out, and I don't know what it is. It's like just one of those things, isn't it?
It never really goes away.
Yeah, you just think, oh, what are they like? They're gonna look and go, what's she doing?
This is Di Salon.
So we've got one side done already.
Lemonade.
Yeah, it was quick. And with this kind of style as well, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be a little bit more tousled. It's just about holding it for a few seconds and then moving it down the barrel. Let's move over to the next picture, or next set of pictures, which is a big entourage of you and Joe Sugg here, which I absolutely love. I mean, there's these first lot of pictures are you and Joe as babies.
Yeah.
Super cute. Both of you so blonde.
Yeah.
Up until it looks like one of them, your hair is getting a little bit darker, but you have the most curly, gorgeous hair with a cute little fringe. And Joe with his like blonde hair, his was very straight, so you ended up with the curls.
Yeah.
Do you still have curly hair? Like I've never really seen it natural.
So if I was to get in the sea and come out again and not touch my hair, I would get some ringlets behind my neck.
Okay.
Or like around my like temples.
Yeah.
But nothing like that. As I think when I reached about 5 or 6, my hair went dark brown and straight.
Right.
Like it really did a 180.
It did, because like here it looks like you've had a little perm.
Yeah,
like,
and some of them, doesn't it look like a balayage?
It does, yeah.
It's like darker at the root, then you've got like the blonde coming through.
It really does. But I mean, the closeness between you and Joe, like it's sort of always been there. Like these pictures are really cute. But you are 18 months apart?
Yes.
18 months apart.
Yeah.
And obviously Joe sort of followed in your footsteps. Like, do you ever feel like responsible for Joe? Because I guess you sort of paved his career. Because if you didn't ever get into it, he probably would never have got into it.
He'd probably still be on a thatched
He'd
roof.
be still on a thatched roof.
Tell them what you do. Is it really that hard?
I am a roof thatcher. Well, I'm learning to become a roof thatcher.
I think when I was doing it, he was always very interested in it. And both of us growing up loved like acting out, like funny plays in front of our family. And like we were just those type of kids.
Yeah.
And whenever there was a camcorder around, we were like filming stuff. So we've always both been a bit like that. And then obviously when I started it, and Joe could see the excitement and, you know, the friends I was meeting and the new things I was able to do. And it was then that I was like, you should really do this. I think you'd be great. But also he would appear in some of my videos.
Yeah.
So I would get him in and be like, come on, Joe, please just come and sit in this one with me. It's a Q&A, it's a Christmas Q&A. Just come and sit in it with
Christmas
me.
Q&A.
And my audience loved him.
Yeah.
They were like, we want to see more of Joe. And I was like, you need to do your own channel. So I think all it really took was a little nudge from me.
A little nudge,
I think
yeah.
He'd always loved it in the same way I had. And I think he just, like Joe with most things, being my younger brother, just needs a little bit of encouragement. Like nothing has really changed there at all.
I really don't think so.
It just sums us up as siblings, to be honest.
I love, it's not in one of these photos, but there are photos of you and Joe, and the fact like he's just always standing behind you.
Yeah.
Like he's always like, well, if Zoe can, then like maybe I can,
Don't you
kind
feel
of
like
thing.
He's still a bit like that?
Oh, he's definitely, he's 100% still like
Just
that.
with some things. Other things, he's way more confident than me. Like I would never get on a West End stage.
Yeah.
Like that's when I can just watch and be proud.
And be proud. Yeah. But then as Joe did get a bit older, were you like his go-to for like fashion advice and hair advice? I believe he would come to you for colours and maybe probably even cuts. You were probably his hairdresser.
So I used to cut like my friend's hair,
Oh
my
my
dad's
God.
hair, my hair, Joe's hair. Like
With what scissors, can I ask, were you using?
hairdressing scissors.
Oh, were you?
And I had a proper kit and a proper shaving thing.
Oh, wow. That's
I
even
can't
better
say
than
I
me.
was that good at it.
Okay.
But people came back.
I feel like you would have been good at it though, because you're quite a perfectionist in things like that.
Well, I did Alfie's hair in lockdown and it wasn't too bad.
Oh. That's good.
I'm very like, I'll follow the directions.
You follow, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I used to bleach Joe's hair.
Okay.
Do you remember the like caps that you would put on and pull all the hairs
Oh, the tipping
out?
cap, they are so painful.
Oh, he hated it.
Yeah, I could imagine. 'cause
Absolutely
it's-
hated it.
Yeah.
Dye Salon.
Do you like having people
I
play with your
love
hair?
it.
Do you?
Yeah, I was literally just thinking, after I've had this baby, I'm going to be like, can you come and blow dry and style my hair?
I would love to.
I'll be there with my super greasy top knot.
Yeah, that's the thing. You'll want someone just to come and like give you a wash and blow dry, because the time that you have to yourself will be like, I just want to sleep.
You'll be like, I kind of came to see the baby.
Yeah.
But okay.
I will if I can have a hold of the baby.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly talk about as well the pressures of growing up online, because obviously we've just gone through like your childhood really and coming into like the now times. We sort of said it before, like when you start off, it's kind of like you say, there's not as much eyes on you. But then as you take off, and even now, like you've gone from so many years being on the internet where you want to grow up as well, but probably people around you expect that you're going to stay like a child forever.
Yeah.
Like that pressure must be intense.
It is, especially because, so even though it's been 12 years, it's felt quite quick.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't something that really existed before. Like people didn't kind of share as much about their life online as people do now. And so there were definitely moments where it was very all-consuming or quite overwhelming. And it was this kind of new thing for a lot of people, for viewers, for other content creators. And because it was kind of snowballing quite quickly, you couldn't really control it.
Yeah.
And I'm quite a control freak.
Yeah.
So for me to kind of like gather all that information, it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was also obviously amazing and enjoyable and exciting and so new for everybody. But I think for people joining the internet now who can kind of see the plus sides and the negative sides to social media, because there definitely are, and I think the longer it goes on and the more people that join it and the more people there are and the more complacent people get with being online and having accounts, and like we've both seen how nasty some people can be online or how easy it is for people to say something online that they would certainly not say in real life.
To your face,
I think as time goes on, it just grows and grows and grows. Like we don't even know what the internet will look like in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years time. And I actually think over time, I've probably gone through phases where I've not shared much, like at the start, where I've been a bit like, oh, don't know, what do people want to see? Then I've probably done a lot of oversharing through like my 20s, because it was like, this is what people want to see, and I'm just living my life and doing what I want to do and what I want to film. And then as I've kind of grown older, I've probably gone a bit more kind of reserved with what I share a bit more because of literally growing up.
Yeah.
But for a while, I think it was hard for people to get their head around the fact that I'd like turned 30 and that like I wasn't still doing Primark hauls in my bedroom at 22.
Yeah.
And that was like tricky because as your audience obviously grows older as well.
Yeah.
They want to see different things from you too, but then you could also still have a slightly younger audience.
Yeah,
Or
watch it,
someone
whatever.
could turn it on tomorrow and watch me and Joe doing the Christmas Q&A and not realise that that's not me now.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless they go through and watch all the other videos. So it is weird. It's kind of like a time warp, but that it still exists.
Yeah.
But it's been really cool, obviously, like more recently working on Zoella as a brand, as opposed to it being me as a person.
Yes.
And talking about much more kind of like female empowerment and female health and things that I'm interested in as like a 31-year-old, and the majority of my audience are all over 25 anyway. And then obviously announcing that I'm having a baby, and so many of the people that have watched me are saying, me too, I'm having a baby, and that's really
cool.
lovely.
Yeah, that's really nice. I love that. And also, obviously, through Precious, there's like, you think you put it on your Instagram as well, like, and it is one of those things, like people asking you all the time, when are you going to get married? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? Like, how do you feel when someone asks you those questions?
It's such a tricky one because I feel like we've all been guilty in our lifetime at some point of asking someone a question that's actually really inappropriate, but you don't realise it.
Yeah.
And then you get to a certain age and you're like, that's a really inappropriate question to ask someone, because like when are you having a baby? It's like until you reach that point in your life, or the people around you have reached that point in their lives, you don't really think about it too much. But then actually you realise that that's a question that could come with so much heaviness for people.
Yeah.
Like you don't know that person's not been trying for years, or that they've had an issue or a miscarriage, or that they just don't want kids, or it's such like a personal question.
Yeah.
And I think like growing up, you don't think about it like that because you're so far away from it, I think. So I know
So you're sort of asking in excitement for that person rather than asking
which is
as
lovely. But at the same time,
they don't realise.
It's such a loaded question. You don't realise how loaded it is until you've got friends that are struggling to conceive, or, you know, there's people around you that feel so differently about it. And also, you just want to be like, well, have a baby when I bloody want to have a baby. You telling me every day isn't going to make me go any quicker.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was one that I used to every Q&A I did. It was my most asked question. From the age of about 25 to until I got pregnant.
Yeah. That's mad. That is mad.
Yeah. And then it's the marriage one, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The marriage one. Yeah, I love it. Every picture of a ring, or like if you know when you hold the phone in your hand, I do it too because I have my rings on. Everyone's like, I think that's a ring that I see. It's like, no, it's not. It's like when they reverse the camera or something, and it looks like it's on the
spin it round.
Yeah.
I just think with stuff like that as well, like when I mentioned it on my story, so many people were like, oh my God, I feel this. Whether that's like people in your kind of close circle, like your friends and family being like, oh, when are you gonna, find someone? Or when are you gonna have like, a baby? Or when are you thinking of getting married? Like, it's not just the internet. It's like, it's real, like people in your life as well. And I just said to people, there shouldn't be like this pressure from society for when you live your life. Like, imagine if someone said to you, oh, you really should be married, and you go and get married, and you're like, why did I do that? Because that person told me to do it. So I always just say, stay in your own lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't listen to what anyone else says.
Exactly. Good advice, Zoe.
Yeah, live your own life.
Live your own life. Stay in your. I like that. Stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
Di Salon.
So Zoe has extensions in her hair, but she has the tape extension, so a bit different to mine. I have the small little bonds, but you have to be really careful with heat on any kind of extension, really, not to get too close to the root, or else it will just melt.
Yeah, sometimes when I blow dry my hair, when it's been a couple of weeks and I've had them in, if I put too much heat from the hairdryer, I'll brush through and it will just will just brush out.
Yeah,
and
fall out.
I melted the glue.
Yeah, it's gone.
The glue is gone.
We're going to just talk quickly about these next few pictures because there's quite a lot of me in there actually of these ones. This is where I've come into.
Diane's joined the family.
I've joined the family here. So we have a Christmas picture. That was definitely the year after Strictly, 2018.
This is one of my favourite pictures of you because I'm sorry, but whose feet are they? They are not your feet.
My feet. This is definitely some fake tan from Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah.
This is because Joe and I made the final, so I was getting a fake tan every single week for however many weeks there was.
Yeah, that's a bit of fake tan build-up down there.
Because I never let the other one, the old one, come off because I never had time. So they were spraying and spraying over old tan. So that is the result, which is, yes, my feet look terrible in that. Let's move on to, this is a picture of you on your 30th birthday. I want to know, what was a 30th birthday like in lockdown? Was it weird?
So weird.
Yeah, because you're a party queen as well. Like, you love to throw a party.
I do, although I'd thrown a party the year before, and then this was the year Alfie and I were going to go away. Do you remember?
That's right, yeah.
So we had our flights booked. I was really excited. I'd worked a lot on my travel anxiety. I was ready to go, and then no. But
yeah, so you had your lockdown birthday, which, like you say, was meant to be a holiday.
Yeah.
Did you feel different at 30?
Everybody had said to me that when you get into your 30s, they're the best years of your life.
Yeah.
And I think I thought I was going to wake up and be 30 and be like, oh my God.
This new lease of life.
But it's the same thing with every birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
You wake up and you're like, oh.
I thought the same too when I was 30. But it makes me laugh because I was 30. I was like, yeah, I'm like so grown up now. And then I opened my presents and Joe got me Powerpuff Girl jeans and a Powerpuff Girl top. And I was like, oh, I love these.
You're like, wait, am I 30?
I was like, is this what birthday is this again? But like, I was like, nah, look, I'm just the same Diane. I'm not, let's be honest, I'll probably be like acting like I'm 13 for the rest of my life,
like
really.
That film 13 going on 30.
Yeah, because it made me laugh. I was like, so much more mature, and then like open it, and I got so excited for them because I loved them. I was like, I'm literally getting excited for Powerpuff Girl jeans.
I love that though. How often do you reckon you get bored with your hair?
Oh, too often. I get really bored very quickly. I'm actually going to get a fringe cut this week. Yeah, big fringe.
I don't think I've ever seen you. Have you ever had a fringe?
Yeah, I had it when I had black hair. I had long hair with like a black fringe. So this will be, the second time that I've had a fringe, but obviously with orange hair. Like, it'll be one of those, you know, when you do your hair nice, then you love it, and you do your makeup nice, and you're like, oh, it's actually like a really cool, kind of quirky style. But if I'm just like everyday life, I feel like it might not be the one.
Fringes are quite high maintenance.
Yeah, they are. Right, let's move on to your most recent times of your life, and I think probably something that's definitely gonna change your life forever. A picture of you and Alfie holding your little baby in a picture of your ultrasound. How exciting is this? Like,
so exciting.
This is your little girl.
I know.
She's actually here listening to this whole conversation.
And she's actually asleep for once.
Oh my God, is she not moving about?
She's not moving right now.
Well, my voice must be very calming.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone that listens to this podcast isn't asleep as well.
Well, we know where she's going to go if she's not sleeping. We'll bring her around to you.
Yeah. I'll just talk for her. Just pop Di's Salon podcast on. She'll fall straight asleep. The feeling that you got when you found out you were pregnant, was it just something that knowing you, I know that you've always loved this kind of thing, like from a little girl.
Yeah.
So was it like, oh my God, this is happening? Were you scared? Was it, I don't know, like, I couldn't even imagine it.
Like, you watch, I don't know if you've ever done it, but you can get stuck in like a hole of people finding out they're pregnant on YouTube videos. And you watch all these videos and all these people have such varied reactions, and you just, in that moment, you're like, it's such a hard thing to process.
Yeah.
That you think you're going to be a certain way, and then you're like, oh my God. It was a mixture of being really excited, really shocked, and actually quite nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm like, I'm an overthinker, so I obviously sat and just thought of like the next...
Every single situation that could possibly happen.
Yeah. So it was like a real mix of emotions, but yeah, no, ultimately, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Thrilled and excited. But
yeah.
There is definitely laced with a bit of like fear and uncertainty.
Has it been easier than you thought? Because I feel like you would have, like you say, overthought everything.
Yeah.
And probably maybe actually quite enjoyed being pregnant. Or
I think overall definitely have.
Yeah.
The first trimester was definitely a lot trickier, physically, but also mentally.
Yeah.
I feel like so many people just want to get through those first 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Just know that everything's okay.
Everything's okay, yeah, because it'd be a lot of anxiety, I guess, over that.
So much anxiety. And also you're just reading so much stuff that's fueling the anxiety.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Oh, that would be me.
Yeah.
I'd be reading
I'm going to be that
everything.
person when it happens to you that's going to be like, don't read anything.
Don't do it.
Don't read anything. But yeah, no, it was, I think overall I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. And one question we need to ask, what do you think your little girl's hair is going to be like? I wonder if it's going to have your curls. Like when you were...
I don't know, because Alfie did have very straight blonde hair, kind of like Joe. And I obviously had blonde ringlets, so could go either way.
Could go either way. I'm so excited.
I'm assuming it will be blonde if both of our hair was blonde when we were little.
Yeah. Little blonde ringlets. Oh, well, time
We'll soon see.
will tell. And when she comes out, I'll say, look, you can be my next guest on my podcast.
I'll do your first haircut.
yeah, I'll do the baby's first haircut. That looks amazing.
Did you do the front as well? Oh my God, you did. Oh my God, I love it.
It's cool, isn't it?
It's so cool. Oh my God, I'm genuinely going to be coming around to it.
I actually really like it. Yeah, it's so cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and put my fin on now.
Yeah, go put your fin on. Zoe, that's been great. I even found out things that I didn't know about you. So yeah,
there we go.
And I will take you up on that offer about watching your very first YouTube video.
I'll send it to you later.
Please do, because I would love to watch that.